Two. All right. Welcome the internet and our friendly viewers that watch us, whether live or later on. As we left this intrepid group of guardians on the last adventure, they were just breaking up from camp, getting their wounds licked and people taken care of on the other side of the river. And they were Fletch was discussing that he felt compelled to go down a different road at the moment. He had some dredged up old feelings, and he just some unfinished business in his character's being at the moment. So the party discussed this, and they went. Fletch went down his way, and they planned to meet up at the back at the new outpost that Illumina has set up in the hills as an early warning and defending post. As far as that, so we have Jeters is feeling a lot better from his wounds. Let's see here. And it's what, Bob or Bill? Let me get back to my page on that one. That he's looking after the wagon, and because his brother is still he's feeling a little sympathy for his brother and getting the ponies together. Okay, Javier, no problem. And so they're going over the wagon, and I'll turn. I think that pretty much sets the scene, because I'll pop up. Oh, hold on, before I do that, I'll pop up the map so our viewers can see exactly, if they didn't tune in last time, to see where you're at. Let me get the sharing. Boom, and let's see. And let me get back over here. And I want to share this right here. And where our intrepid adventurers got to was, let me get a good size so I can dot it a little better, was right up over here. They were just across the river. You have the swamp and the woods here. They camped right on here, and they're getting themselves, right there for that little dot. And Fletch went back across the river, across the bridge, and headed up the other road that went north. As far as that, from where the map that y'all have says Dark Queen's Cave, which is up here. I know off the one side it's cut off for you, and you guys are looking to make it up to the Illumina outpost. And then Fletch is going to meet up with you, which is the plan, if it follows through, to meet up with you here at the outpost. All right, there we are. And now, with this, we turn this over to our mighty characters. As far as that, you gentlemen, it's in your lane.
So anybody observing Ajax would see that he's a dwarf, a stout dwarf, and he's currently sharing his water skin with the injured halfling Jeters. And he turns to the horses, and he's he looks more like he's ready for the road now. He's got all his kit and gear from the camp packed up in his backpack and saddlebags, and he's got a full stomach.
All right, and the rest of the mighty crew.
Yeah, Arden's already found his usual spot aboard the cart. He seems to be poring over this gilded tome he somehow acquired overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, he as he sees Ajax step out all, prepared and ready to leave, he shuts the book and pushes it inside his jacket where it seems to almost vanish.
Oh, okay. And Oral.
Oral will be taking care of his horse that dropped him the yesterday. Hey, next time, don't hey, and he's feeding it meanwhile. You can see he has this large word in the back of his that he was for. You know he had it, but he was not showing it before.
Alrighty. And let's see here. And the mighty Than, Todar,
Eleanor.
Thanador.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Come.
Yeah. What nickname? The nickname was Coon, right? Coon,
Yes.
Coon.
Coon.
Yeah. All right. And Coon, what are you about? The camp is up. Fletch is left off into his direction. It's morning. You see Jeter's feeling better, sitting on up. His wounds seem to be healing pretty good. He's just not as talkative as he used to be, but his eyes are still real bright with life and curiosity. And his brother seems to be pulling his other brother's share of work on there.
Coon will basically just be meditating on what's been happening lately, and we'll try to remember if there's like an elven settlement somewhere in the region so that he can dash off to as soon as we're done with the mission.
Right at the moment, you're struggling with your brain to see if there's one that's going to be close by, but you're not coming up with anything at the moment. Maybe further on down the line as you travel, you may have that pop into your mind, but this morning it's just not formulating in that way.
All right, then he's just meditating on his bow then, and since he just got better, it's firing the bow and feeling good about himself.
All right, outstanding. And as you get on up, it will be Bill Boggs will say, "Come on, we got to get going. We got a schedule to meet. We've been put back and behind because of this, and we need to get to the outpost." And so he gets up onto the cart where he normally sits, and Jeter Boggs is he's kind of half sitting and half laying into the back of the cart. You can see that he's probably not as I don't want to use scrupulous as his brother, but you can see there might be a little bit of a slackard in him because his eyes show a bunch of life, but he's laying back there playing off his injury he got from the battle, trying to make the most of it.
And Ajax will, in a display of acrobatics, he'll use the wagon itself to kind of run up and jump onto his own horse. And but as we get moving along, eventually this morning, he's going to ride alongside the wagon and the injured Jeters. He kind of takes admiration in this lackadaisical enjoyment that he's getting out of his wound, and he just wants to be there and joke around with him.
Okay. And it's by the time you guys all get started, it's a late morning start for for Bill. You hear him grumble under his voice about all these delays and hang-ups, and he's a little bit more of a serious type, and especially for a halfling, because he seems like he's really overly focused on getting this load of goods up to the outpost and making good on the contract, and he doesn't want to lose money. He don't want to lose the contract, but he understands that everybody had to do what they did, and he does, in a hard way, still care about the situation with his brother, but he's still more focused on getting to the outpost.
Arden will move over to the front of the cart and lay his hand on Bill's shoulder and shoot him a grin, and he's like, "Hey, look, we'll get there on time, so don't worry about much. I mean, let's hope we don't get attacked this time."
And as you, what's the order that you guys are going to be traveling? I know that we have a bunch that are on the cart, but
so
Kuhn,
Ajax will be alongside the wagon on horseback.
Okay, and Kuhn, where are you going to be?
On top of the cart, as usual.
Okay, and Oral, you're up on
Loral
the.
will decide, as usual, to ride in.
Okay, and we have Arden up with Bill, right?
Yeah, up on
Okay.
the cart.
All right. So you're going down the road for a couple hours. It's coming about 10 o'clock. It's a partly cloudy day, nice enough temperature at the moment. No rain. Visibility is pretty good. And give me a perception checks. And Kuhn, give me one with advantage.
10.
13 for Oral.
All right.
21.
Okay.
Oh no, actually, it's perception I have.
13 for Ajax as well.
Okay. If you got above a 15, then you notice that there's some movement up ahead of you. It looks like from the perspective, it'll look like a maybe a two-headed giant of some sort, possibly from the perspective that you guys are seeing. But it's coming from, and it will be coming from. I'll bring the map back up, and we'll share that. Boom. And it seems to be coming from. Let's see here. Yeah, coming from this part of the woods, right from off the woods, right here, and by the moors and such that are right over here. So you see this figure that, or what appears to be this figure. That's about, we'll say, about 1,000 feet out.
I think with my perception roll, Ajax is still studying his book.
Okay.
Yeah, Arden, however, he's quick to, just leap to the front of the cart again and slap a hand onto Bill's shoulder. And he leans close and just quickly says, "Slow down, I see something."
Okay. And Oral. Go ahead, Arden.
And as soon as he's, said that to Bill, he'll turn to where Ajax is and kind of just try and get his attention. "Ajax!"
Ah, and Ajax will snap his book shut, and as the cart slows, he'll ride his horse up to the front of the wagon cart, and surely he'll draw his gaze to where Arden and Bob or Bill, the halfling, is driving. Bill, and he'll try to find his whatever they're looking at, and that's what he gets up to.
Okay, and Oral, while this is going on, what are you doing? Because you saw, you also saw.
Oral, as soon as he also like rides a bit faster to get like in the front of the car and trying to discern what is it is in front.
Okay, and Kuhn, with all the action that's going on, you definitely now know there's something out there or going on. You still don't know exactly what unless the ones that have seen it describe it.
He'll just go about and turn to the wizard, the new guy, and be like, "What is this all about? Do you see anything?"
What wizard?
Are you talking Ajax? Yeah. Ajax, he maybe still not seeing what's being looked at in the woods or in the distance. He'll say, "Whatever it is, do you think? What do you think, Kuhn? Do you think possibly we should just try to continue on, maybe even outride it, or see what's to be had here?"
Oh, didn't know that my opinion matters. He's surprised because he's used to following a chain of command or some sorts. So yeah, let's advance with caution, or even if you want me to, I can go through the woods, trying to get better look at it myself, and come back and report.
That might be wise, and then but Ajax will shoot his eyes over to Arden as if he's looking for confirmation, because this is sort of new ground to Ajax. He usually looks to people for leadership as well.
Arden, he's been listening in on the conversation, and he quickly nods. It's big, looks almost two-headed. But if you can sneak up and get us a better look at that'd be appreciated. Yeah.
And Arden's nodding in agreement the whole time. Or sorry, Ajax to Arden's discussion.
Oh, okay. So, are you
sure you want to go on? You will be fine, Oral says to Falanar.
I've lived longer on my own than you have lived at all, so I think we'll be fine.
Touché, he says, and smiles.
So quietly and very stealthily and through the woods, so that remain unseen, Kun will try to approach whatever is up ahead.
All right, give me 2 stealth checks.
2 stealth checks, all
yeah,
right.
because we're talking 1,000 feet, so.
I have a 14 and a 20.
Okay. With the 14 that you rolled, you kind of snap a twig, but it's not a loud snap. It's just you kind of look at your foot and grimace a little bit, and you keep on going, and you get on down to where you can get a better visual through the woods that are onto the southwestern side, where you can see them. You get about 600 feet from them, and you notice that it's not a two-headed giant, and you see that it seems to be two humanoids, and one seems to be kind of like a giant, as far as pretty tall from what you can tell. And I'll turn from this point the interaction between what you're going to see and Robin and Marshall to describe their characters as they at the basis of what you may see that see on them?
I'll go first then. You see a normal-looking guy. He's dressed in fine clothing, but it's all covered up with like traveling gear, like a cloak and a hood to prevent from whatever weather is around. He takes a huge sip from his water skin, and he looks over at the huge guy beside him, saying, where should we go from here? I'm not used to travel in the wilderness."
And the large guy across from him, you see very, very light, like blue silver skin, and he's giant-esque, but like barely pushes 7 feet, and he's just kind of slumped over or squatting like at a stump around the fire, and kind of nods at Tristan, and like the wilderness doesn't bother me, but my only guess would be to continue to follow the road if they're supposed to be traveling this direction.
That sounds like a reasonable plan. Do you know how far we will have to walk?
No idea really at this point, till we find who we're looking for.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. My legs are not used to this kind of exercise, but I'll guess I will put it to good use if we're gonna continue doing this for a long time. And he takes another huge sip of his water skin and packs it down. Let's go then.
Are you now going towards the direction of our cart or in the opposite direction?
They when you I don't want to pull
I can
railroad. Okay.
The road was sort of going to the north to the settlement, and we saw them, I believe, just off to the west on the horizon, sort of coming from the wilderness. So it was sort of.
So they're coming towards us, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then I'll try to outrun them through the forest. Even before they packed, even before they packed their things. I'm assuming they're like sitting down on a short rest. And I'll try to get back to my caravan of sorts and tell them what I saw.
All right, and okay, and let's see here. Let me pop this up. Runt and Tristan, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh. That's gonna be a 19. No, 17.
Okay. And Ron?
I'll say a natural 1.
Yeah, but you got anything on the perception? But it's really kind of
total of 5.
Yeah. All right. Tristan, you believe you heard something, but you're not sure what it was out from the woods as you were busy getting your stuff together and moving, starting to move in the direction that you and Runt decided to go.
Runt, did you hear that? There sounds like there's somebody moving over there, or something even worse. Do you think there's any wild animal in this area?
There's always wild animals around, unless you're in town, and sometimes even then.
Okay, do you think we should head over in that direction and see if there's anything, or should we just make haste and get away from here?
What direction did you hear it in?
I guess Tristan will point loosely in Todor's direct. No, in
It'd be that clump of woods that was to your. It'd be to your south, basically in the same general area that you more or less came out of last night or earlier, before you took the rest that you were. And we'll pause you guys there, and we'll jump over to the other side of this group with Kuhn and Oral and Ajax and Arden.
So emerging from the woods, I will go out and say, well, a sickly human and some huge humanoid kind of creature that I've never seen before. But there's just two of them, and I think we can take them.
Ajax will look to his companions and double count the numbers and nod in agreement. And he'll also mention that I've not had much dealings with the Dark Queen as of yet, but I've not heard of her working with giant folk yet.
And
Arden will just, when Kuhn, how do I pronounce Eleanor's new name again?
Kuhn.
Kun.
Okay. Yeah, when Kuhn gives them this news and he just almost doubles over laughing. Whoa. I was on edge since the last encounter. Well, do they look harm? Do they look like they mean harm?
Oh no.
Well, I guess we can just press on then.
But I'm not very well known for reading people, so that's why I said we can take them if necessary.
Okay.
Maybe they are just traveling. I mean, we can just go by, and maybe they are even nice people. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well,
You never know.
yeah.
And,
Okay, then tell.
Jeter will grab where the blood stain is on his tunic and the hole was there. He's going to grab that and wince and kind of whimper a little bit and hunker on down, even though if any you guys hadn't noticed him taking any particular pain or suffering on that until now.
And Ajax will say, "Fear not, half-man. We'll take care of you."
Yeah, even if they meant harm, we outnumbered them, so there'll still be no issue. Don't worry, man. We will just proceed and see how it goes.
If they are friendly indeed, we could share the road with them.
Yep.
And as you're going forward and such, Runt and Tristan, you all of a sudden, when they get about 600 feet out from you, you see this very small caravan, a wagon and a small group of what would look like a motley crew. You have a couple short people there, and you have some other that are a little bit taller, and it's just a overall. It looks like a bare-bottom shoestring operation for a cheap businessman. Basically, would pop into your mind.
Oh, look there, Runt. It's just people. They have a caravan. Maybe we can travel with them, and we wouldn't have to walk anymore.
So are we walking the same direction? I thought we were like meeting them on the road.
You are. You are meeting them. They're coming towards. They're coming towards you. You were going towards them. You at about 600 feet between you two is where you first notice this caravan and what you could take from it, since it's only one single wagon, a handful of people. you can make your own supposition, but that would be one of the aspects that might hit your head is the shoestring operation.
The first,
Oral will ride a bit ahead of the. Ah, sorry. Go on, go on.
Okay, Ron.
I was just gonna say on the mention of hearing the sounds and suspect of wilderness, Runt would have gathered his very large hammer and be walking with it kind of in hand, just ready. And now seeing this group, unsure yet what may be coming, still just kind of turning the haft in his hand.
Okay. And Oral, you were saying you're riding out. How far out were you going to ride out ahead?
Yeah, as I see them approach, maybe 20 feet. Hello, fellow travelers.
Okay.
Heading to south because.
Well, you guys are headed west, and it has more of a westerly by northwest type direction. As far as that, they're coming from what would appear towards you. So they're coming from the actual west and coming up from the south side of that west. So it'd be west southwest, southeast. They're coming from there, so west southeast, headed more easterly from their perspective to you guys. That's what you're saying, and you'll notice that the road will up ahead. It takes a turn that goes more northerly.
Okay, yeah. So I say that.
So you are approaching us?
Yeah, I like to hail you with this thing. This is what I said. That yes, hello, fellow travelers. Are you here south?
Your character, is he elf as well?
Half elf.
Okay. Would it be like easily recognized that you were a half elf, or do you just look like a human?
No, he actually looks quite elfish. He could be more mistaken with an elf.
Tristan would raise his hand and say, "Hello, stranger," in like school thought Elven. You understand he's not an elf, but he knows Elven, and he will say, "Hello, stranger. Who are you?"
Oh, I'm Silver Smile. Who are you?
Oh, my name would be Tristan Rotten Wine, and this is my and he looks over at the huge guy. My friend. You can call him Runt, I guess.
Rand. Well, you too.
I missed what you said there, Javier.
Oral looks at the hand like up. He chuckles. Says, "Nice to meet the two."
Oh, very nice to meet you as well. What are you doing in this area?
And I guess Aiden will speak up at this point. Oh, just traveling.
Well, when Oral spurred his horse on, I was just waiting for the right time to say it, because when he took off from the wagon, Ajax would have been in close pursuit on his horse, and he would, raising his empty hand high, he would say in Giant, "Hail, son of giants, and good day to you, fair human. I am Ajax, and I ride with this caravan as guard. And you would see that Ajax is a stout dwarf in common clothes, but if you took a second look, you probably would easily notice he does have a chain shirt on betwixt his common layers.
When you approach a speaking giant, Tristan will answer you in giant, but he has a really rusty giant. You can tell that this is a language he's only been fought like on paper, never spoken before. And he says, "Hi,
And
we are not giants. Who are you? My name is Tristan."
And just hearing giant syllables being spoken puts a laugh into Ajax. Ha ha ha! We're riding to the outpost, and clearly we need to share the road with you two travelers. And this is Oral, who I see you've already met.
Oh yeah, my name is Tristan, and my friend here is well, I guess you can call him Runt as well. And I look over at him to see if he approves that or.
And you see, like, and to the dwarf, especially speaking something he can understand, nods. Just, I am called Runt, and you can tell, like, it's his name, but he's not fond of it necessarily. But it's a name, so you live with what you've got.
And Ajax will sort of spin his horse around a little bit and wave wildly to Arden, who is just about to call out anyways. And the wave is sort of like diffusing any tension, hopefully, that might have been of the foreign travelers.
Yeah, Arden will wave back and just talk over to Bill. Well, let's move on. And then he looks to Jitters, and does Jitters still look scared?
He still looks like he's scared. He's huddling on down in there, holding where he's hurt. You hear a slight whimper from time to time where he goes, "Oh, oh, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Protect me, protect me. They're gonna hurt. Bad man, bad man."
And Arden's going to try and stifle his laughter, but some of it escapes out anyways.
All right.
Relax, Jitters. They seem friendly. There's nothing to worry about right now.
Tristan will look over at the dwarf again and say, in common this time, do you happen to speak common as well?
Oh, indeed, sir, indeed.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, what it seems to be a rather small business you're running here. What are you actually doing?
And with a nefarious question like that, Ajax would look you head to toe without mentioning it, and he'd just be looking for a signet ring of the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. But if he didn't see that, he'd just continue to say, "Oh, we're guards for this caravan."
Okay. Well, where are you going?
To the outpost, just to the northwest. These two fine halflings have business there.
Tristan will look over at Runt, and you can see that he wonders what to ask this gentleman next. If we should try to ride with them back into town, or if we should go somewhere else. But he's not sure how to convey this to you without them knowing, as they apparently speak all the languages he knows that you speak. So he will just look a bit weird over to Runt, and he will look back and say, apologize me for being this direct, but have you heard of something called the Unnamed Adventurers Guild?
As soon as you say that, or like opens his eyes and yes, we're actually working for them.
Oh, so you might be the men we were told to meet up with. I have a letter of introduction here from Pincus.
Yeah, and you see at this point too, like hearing that you're guild members and headed towards the outpost. You'll see Runt just kind of drop his hammer, or the head of the hammer, to the dirt.
And Ajax has gone into his typical job, which is entertaining the two halflings while guild business is going on. He's doing cartwheels in the saddle and juggling and shouting in giant different limericks.
Give me a performance check.
Absolutely.
And of course, at Oral's initial, piping up that they were indeed part of the guild, Arden's face, brows furrowed a bit, but once they mentioned the letter, he also relaxes.
I got a 9.
You got a 9, huh? Well, yeah. While you're doing a cartwheel in the saddle, your hand slips off from the saddle.
I do have expertise in acrobatics, though. Like he is a tumbler.
Okay.
So if I would just throw that out there.
That's fine.
That would have been a +6.
All right. Well, you'll need it. As you placed your hand onto the saddle, instead of it being on the center, it actually was on the far left side, and you go falling. So give me your not athletics, but your acrobatics check.
So that'll be 17.
Okay. So describe to me how you save yourself from looking foolish and falling on your derriere.
In fact, I think he still looks quite foolish, but he does save the fall. He just gets his hand at the last second on the pommel to his saddle, but he still is jerked like a rag doll nearly to the ground, and then scrambles to get back up. And he's happy to hear the laughter of his mates.
Alrighty.
We'll be laughing for sure.
Yeah.
Seeing
Arden will speak up. Sorry, go on.
I don't know. Seeing him like tumbling around, he will ask, "So, are you a circus troupe? Is that
No. Actually, he looks back at us. Then, could you say so means to talk about?
You broke up for me there, Javier. I was having a hard time hearing you.
Or a level 4 that you have from Penkus.
And Kunar, what are you doing with all this going on?
Trying to remain calm. He is still watching over the surrounding forest and the road up and down.
Okay.
And from time to time, he's face palming of all the what's going on and why are we just sitting there on the road with instead of just going. He still believes there is a task to be done, and the world is at danger. So, yeah, he remains silent, not speaking to anyone, just searching the surrounding area.
Is my voice any better now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Aurel was just asking for the letter he talked about from Pincus.
Oh yeah. He will look you like up and down, unfold the letter, and hand it over to you. Here's my letter.
He will read it through, and seemingly, I guess it seems authentic. So he will say, "Well, we're actually on mission from the guild. seemingly you are from the guild too, so I guess we can convey this to you. We're protecting these guys you see in the band, these halflings, and we're heading to the outpost.
Oh, how exciting! Well, could you introduce me?
Introduce you to who?
To the ones you're protecting, the halflings.
Oh, sure. Well, why do you want to do that? Aren't you traveling south?
We were told to meet up with somebody. I only assumed that was you guys.
Ah, okay. Oh, then I guess you're welcome. Yeah, I guide them to Bill and who was the other guy? Yes, something.
Cheaters.
Jeter,
And Ajax will give up the act at that point once they come over to talk to the halflings.
yeah, and as I say, look, it seems we have reinforcements from the guild. They send people to help us.
More stout guards for the road. Excellent. And he'll do it like the wink, and the thieves can't, even though nobody understands it.
Tristan will look a bit awkward when you say more stout guards. He's like, yeah, I think he's talking about you, Erunt.
If Runt just kind of shrugs and then looks over. It's like, you were looking to get off your feet for a bit, and then eyes the wagon.
And as you go to lift them or show them the wagon, you notice that the wagon seems to be moving slowly forward down the road. Not at no great speed, just almost like Bill's just nudging it a little bit and a little bit.
And Ajax
okay.
will break off from the group, and he'll match the stride of the wagon and just nod to Bill and ride on.
And Arden will just, speak up as well. Well, if introductions are all done, might as well set on.
Yeah, we're actually in a hurry, I guess. I mean, we were supposed to arrive there in a specific time, so there's no more time to lose.
All right. So it's about noon right now. After you made the introductions and meet up and such, and you're coming to that portion of the road that starts going on into the into the bogs. As far as there, you're leaving this nice little grassland plain and such, which would let's go here, right over here, right there, and so you're right up. You guys are right up here at the moment on the road. And we'll put that little dot there for you so you can see. And it's about noon. What are you guys doing? You continuing on? You going to take a short rest? Stop for lunch or what?
Arden will look at, of course, the two Boggs brothers and just ask them, the two of you hungry? Should we stop for a bit, or shall we just press on?
And Bill will he'll mumble, press on, and Jeter will kind of groan and whimper a little bit, but instead of grabbing where he was wounded, where the dry blood is around his tunic, you see that he rubs his belly.
And Ajax says, what say we press on? And he looks to the hungry Jeter's rubbing his belly. And he says, and when we do make camp, I'll cook up the rest of my bear meat tonight. And then Ajax will also, he'll make sure that he's in front of the wagon on his horse with anybody else who wants to be up there.
Yeah, Arden reaches into his pack and just fishes out some of his rations and just pushes them into Jitter's hands.
Okay. He almost greedily grabs them and takes them from you. But you notice that he really doesn't eat a lot of it.
And he looked to the others as well. You're all okay with pressing on, right?
Of course.
Okay. And
Yes. There we are.
so you go ahead and you press on. The travel on the road, because you're on the road, seems to stay at a good steady pace, and you're not noticing anything. It gets to about 5 o'clock in the evening. The sun is starting to wane a little bit. You notice some smells that waft on by of methane, like in any natural bog. There's some wet spots, and there's some drier, if you want to call it high ground, but higher ground that you see here and there, with a couple scrawny swamp pines here and there also. So you've gotten to that point pretty uneventful outside of just meeting up with the two other members that you suspect are from the guild. What are you guys looking to do at this juncture?
For the last little while, Ajax has been experimenting with feeding himself rations with his mage hand cantrip. And it's not been going so well. He pokes himself in the eye more often than not, but that would account for his horrible passive perception as he leads the caravan.
As Tristan see you're casting spells, he will like get a little bit closer, like not like take the entire step at once, but like a little by little, and say, "I see you know some of the arcane arts, there, my friend."
I've only just begun cracking the final bits of the arcane code, as it would seem, and yes, the spells within this tome seem to be revealing themselves to me, and he motions to Jack the book betwixt his belt.
Oh, yeah, me as well. I'm also just started learning. Yeah, and I guess Tristan will start discussing this in depth with Ajax, if he is willing to. All kinds of boring spell-related stuff I don't know of.
And yeah, Ajax would prattle on with you for a while.
Did you know that you can replace bats' ears with the antenna of a bumblebee for the spell? Yeah, and so forth.
Okay. And are you guys stopping to make camp?
Yeah, if the sun is low in the sky, I suppose we should. And so Ajax would dismount, and he'd offer to Bill, the driving halfling. He'd throw down all his bear meat, and he'd say, "You take care of the food and I'll tie up the horses and unhitch them and such."
Okay. What's the rest?
When we find appropriate area to do that. Sorry.
Yeah, you'll find. No, there's no problem.
Or will offer himself to go timber for the fire and such.
Okay. And
Yeah. Now, Arden will assess Loral and, setting up the fire, the usual.
okay.
And he'll look to Cure and he'll be like, "Help along?"
Where?
Arden just, stands up a bit straighter, looks around, seeing everyone doing their bit. You can take my place and helping the fire get going. I don't mind.
Loves Kun as he is already climbing up a tree, trying to get a good vantage point and basically using his knowledge about nature and stuff, trying to assess if there's like a real danger where we are of wild animals and how big is that danger.
You'll know that that in the Moors area there that there are some dangers of wild animals because they like to come down to the water and hunt through it. But it would be, in your mind, no more dangerous than where you made your last camp.
Mm-hmm. So he'll come down and tell everyone else that he will be standing watch up the tree, and he's got his rations on his own, so they don't have to worry to cook for him. They're disgusting bear meat, and he will go back up.
Yeah, once he's, Kun is all the way back up, Arden will kind of, look up at the tree where he is, observe him for a minute and then just point at him briefly. And then he whispers something. Look, I'll keep checking up with you every now and then. And he uses the cantrip message.
All right.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, I'll try to make an owl sound to warn you. So if you hear an owl, make sure, just remember it's danger up ahead.
Of course.
Alrighty, and are we gonna? Who's on? Are you gonna set up an order or watch, or is?
Sure. As Ajax finishes breaking up one of his rations into a few pieces of fruit for the horse, a couple apples, something like that, he comes to the fire and he eats a little bit of the bear meat that is likely underway being prepared, but most of it is for the halflings if they're hungry, and he'll offer, happy to sit on the first watch if anybody else wants to sit with me.
And when you're at the fire with the bear meat, you'll notice that every once in a while you hear a spit and a sizzle as the bear meat that's on that spit, the fat drops off of it onto the fire and it flames on up and such.
Tristan will say, yeah, I am not very familiar with sitting watch, but I would love to try it.
And you see a mage hand give the thumbs up, float by.
You will see him like opening his backpack, picking up the crossbow, which seems like store-bought new. It's like never used, and start like trying to put it together and like load it up for the first time. And you can see he is not that used to using it.
Alrighty.
And who should I wake for a second watch? As Ajax looks back to the rest of the party.
I didn't.
Oral rises his gun and I can do the second watch if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah. Aiden will stretch and yawn and yeah. Let Oral do it. I need some shut eye.
And that sounds fine to me. If we only want one person on second watch, unless.
Well, Kun will at this point remember that he forgot to check with you guys and tell you, all right, I probably assume that we're doing is like we did last time. I'm taking first and second. Or if you want me to, I can take the second and third. Because, you guys need more sleep than I do. What do you say?
Yes, that sounds quite good to me. And Ajax happy with that.
All right, so who do I wake for the 4th at dawn?
And
Well, I
sorry,
choose.
just to be, were you? Did you take the first two? Sorry, Kuhn.
2nd and 3rd, like you said.
Second. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
afterwards.
Look, just wake me last. That's all I ask.
What about you, big guy?
I could help you with the third.
Can you see well in the dark? Big guy?
Actually, I have to double check that.
Oh, all right.
Well enough with the fire around.
So not really. All right, and this point, Kun is like, ah, god damn it. All right, listen up. Everyone who cannot really see in the dark takes 4th watch with their humanoid eyesight. Whoever can see well in the dark should take 3rd, 2nd, and 1st.
Okay, fine. I'll take 2nd.
Let's get some structure into this ragtag party. I mumble in Elvish. Whoever understands Elvish would understand it.
Yeah, Arden understands what you
Or
said.
understands that.
All right, so big guy with human guy. Sorry, guys, I didn't get your names there. You can call me Kun. I'm currently in between a name change, which is a difficult part for me. But never mind. I expect you to understand. I suggest you both take 4th watch. I'll take 2nd and 3rd. Maybe our dwarven friend here takes 1st, and whoever else wants to help in between.
And
awesome.
Ajax stands up with that, and he bends down, touches his toes, and does a jumping jack, and then he's walking around the perimeter of the light, and he's already starting his watch.
And he says Jesus in Elvish.
Yawning, Arden also gets up to his feet, kind of shakes his head twice. Sadly stuffs the pack of cards he was shuffling in one hand back into his coat and starts mimicking what Ajax is doing.
At this point, Kun is thinking to himself, do I really dare to sleep at all with these guys around?
During first watch, Tristan will sit there with Ajax, and after like maybe an hour or so, he will say, sitting here by the campfire out in the forest, it's actually kind of a cozy thing. I regret not having done this earlier. I can surely see why people would take the adventure life.
And Ajax would pipe up from the watch just as he's walking around. I fear, though, we may be heading even farther north, though. Could become not so temperate climes.
Oh, you mean cold weather?
Quite possibly, but worry not. We have a fair amount of bearskin here, and he motions to the wagon, a big bearskin all stretched out.
Oh, yeah, nice. Have you guys caught those bears by yourself?
And Ajax would walk in and take a little bit of bear off the skillet and put it in his mouth and just say, indeed, and then go right back to the watch quickly.
Tristan is very impressed, and he will continue to not see anything in the darkness. So, yeah.
Okay, and as the evening goes along, the campfire burns fairly steady. The whoever's on the watches during that time will add whatever wood to keep it going, so that if the sight is needed, light is needed, that you have some light in sight. On the last watch, hears and sees, he hears some sound out off into some of the bulrush in the moor and it looks like he sees two shadows at about 80 feet out. So, what y'all doing?
Ajax is sleeping in the fetal position with his back to the fire.
Yeah, so who else was on fourth watch with me?
Forgot the name I was looking for, but wasn't it Aiden?
No, I took first watch with.
Oh, you also took first watch.
So
Are you
you're
also a human,
you're
Aiden? Hassan?
Yeah, no, he half elf. Arden is a
He's half elf.
Yeah.
All right. Because as I suggested, the human and the Goliath to take last watch, but they didn't. Typical for our team.
It's okay. He's alone.
So the Goliath is alone
He's big.
on
can do
last watch. Now, Charles, I'm an elf. I'm basically not really asleep. I'm just meditating, but
Yeah.
probably will have disadvantage to all my passive perception and stuff, so that will make it 8.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do I notice anything, or am I meditating?
you're pretty good in your meditation. You're not noticing anything at the moment with that.
So we have only the Goliath then. Everyone else asleep.
So being the more
Well,
sneaky
that's
looking
very
individual,
lovely.
I might wake up Ajax first.
And I'm sure Ajax would easily wake up because he got almost like a full day's rest, although it was in the saddle. What is it, son of the giants?
And then just point out, like two, shadows out that way, and motion towards what I had seen.
And Ajax will nod, and then he'll sort of crawl or walk stooped over to Kuhn and try to get his attention by tapping his shoulder, and then just making like the 2 symbol and pointing in the direction, and then not even waiting for a response, Ajax will start advancing, just like 10 feet towards him, and then sneakily and stopping.
Kuhn's response will be to be very silently trying to disappear in the shadows, somewhat circling around, but also going towards that area to see what the ruckus about.
All right. Give me a stealth roll.
Come on, stealth. 10, 11.
Okay. And let's see here. The one shadow that you'll definitely see seems to be tracking towards your direction, Kuhn. And
Bastard.
let's see here. Yep. And the other one seems to be crouching down, sneaking up towards the camp area. And they're within, that was 80, half of that. They're about 60, with your movement on in, Kuhn's and like that, they're about 40 feet from you. And they're about 60 feet from the camp. And all those that, especially Kunar, will see something that looks like this as the shadows.
Doggies.
Yep, 2-headed.
More heads to shoot at.
So, with that, we'll roll initiative. And if you would, for my convenience, put your initiative in the chat so I can track it.
Cancun. Damn it.
The ones that are sleeping in two or just those three?
I'm sure you could roll your initiative now, have you?
Yeah, everybody, go ahead. Let's see here. All right, and what did they get? All right. So our Goliath friend, you're at the start of this, so you know that your party members are out there. You trying to be stealthful and sneaky. You notice a shadow where you think Kun was off in that direction, going towards them, and that was 40 for him, 60 off that way. So we'll say it's 50 feet from your vantage point to that particular one.
Okay.
So, you taking any action there, Rump?
I figured I would spend the majority of the turn waking the rest of the group.
Okay, that's fine.
If I see that, I might try and make like my best owl sound, which I'm sure is going to be horrible.
Roll me a performance then.
No. Performance. An 8.
An 8. Okay, you guys out there, you hear this sound and it's less than stellar than what you expected to make. But if you want to go ahead and roll that out, you can.
You're just gonna like who.
And that's what you guys hear at that juncture. And after that, Oral.
He just got dropped.
Oh, did he? All right.
I'm sure he'll be right back, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. And from this won't matter much. Arden, you see a shadow down in the bog grass that seems to be creeping towards you guys. That's at about 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. Arden's still rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. And what is everyone pretty much awake and about right now?
Um, yeah, I imagine so. That's more or less what I'm tracking. That because the Goliath went around waking people, and he made his glorious owl
Yeah.
sounds and like that. So everybody is more or less awake. They haven't taken any particular action except for what's already been stated.
Yeah, okay. Arden will go to his, usual go-to magical preference, and an orb of, burning purple energy appears in his open palm. And he's going to just prepare the spell for now, still rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. And he
Okay.
hopes that just for one night they can sleep in peace without encountering anything.
Alrighty. And after that, the Kun will notice that the one shadow that he was looking at with the two heads uh, of this larger than a normal dog goes ahead and bounds towards him. And let's see here.
15.
15. All right, the first bite from the one head misses. And the second bite from the other head comes very close. You have a shield?
Nope.
No? Okay. It comes by your hand and just misses. Just misses your hand and your bottom of your palm on the side and your forearm. It was like it was jumping up towards that. And the other shadow bounds forward and is now basically inside the camp, just outside on the edge of the light of the campfire so everybody can see. And that's basically their movement and what they can do. And Ajax.
What about if Javier, he's back, it looks like.
Oh, okay. That's right. I missed him. Oral. We'll get you back into the mix of this.
Okay. So, well, Oral will, being waken up by the others, he will stand up, grab his raised sword from near him. I see this dog attacking Kun. That's in the.
You have dark vision?
Yes, 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you'll definitely see that because they're 50 foot out away from that particular one was 50 foot out from Runt, so that's within your dark vision sight area.
Okay, so.
And you have also one that's in the camp.
Ah, there's one in the camp. Okay, so Oral will. Actually, what's the range of this? 1 second, I have to check the one on rest. Okay, the one is in the camp. How far away is from me?
We'll say he's 20 feet from you. He's just on the outside edge of the campfire where the light is there. That's showing up about 20 feet. That's why he's in the camp, but 20 feet out.
Okay, so he will looking at Kun, he will raise his hands towards him and cast Seal of Faith on him, seeing him engage with the other wolf, and then he will run to the dog that is nearest in the camp, and he will run clumsily, raising his greatsword over his head and trying to hit it.
Okay.
And that's 8 to hit, so.
You see that he has two heads, and it confused you for a moment because you didn't know which one to hit at, and so you figured you were going to try to strike it in the middle between both of them for a compromise, and all you accomplished was to hit the dirt.
Yeah.
That would be in that same general area.
He curses to himself, and that's my turn.
Okay. And Todar. Or
Ajax?
Oh, yeah. See, you got me all bumbled around on that, but yeah, go ahead, Ajax.
If it's whichever one's closest, but I think because Ajax advanced before the wolves did, the one that engaged Todor or Kun is probably closest.
Yeah.
So he'd try to approach that one from behind, and he's going to try and get his dagger out and go low. So because it's engaged, he'll get advantage. Oh, I got a crit.
All right.
You don't get advantage. You just get the sneak attack. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? I thought because it was engaged, I got advantage. Yeah, I don't know the rules.
You get the sneak attack.
Okay, so a 14 to hit, not a crit. 14, 15, 16.
I was hoping to use that.
So 18 actually with my bonuses.
Okay, well you hit.
Excellent. And 1, 2, 3. So 5 piercing damage.
All right.
And he drags it across its abdomen, his little dagger.
All right. Let's see here. 1, 2. Yeah. And then after that is our mighty wizard.
Oh yeah, he has been spending most
Robin,
of the.
please.
Oh, Todar. See, I gotta.
So at first he will feel the magic all around him, but still he will not stay there. So he will say the elven word for lightning, and he will raise his right hand towards the snout of this monstrosity. 22 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
So lightning energy will come out of his 5 fingers and hit one of the heads of the snout with a shocking grasp. And so 3 damage to it, and it cannot use any reactions. And that's what we were looking for. And now I will just move 30 feet towards the camp and away from both dogs. And that's my turn.
All right, you're moving 30 feet towards the camp, but away from the...
From both dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And Robin, or Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan. The watch, practicing loading and unloading his crossbow. And after a long day of traveling and a nice bear meal meat, he fell very deep into sleep. So he's waking up, grabbing his crossbow, loading it, and tries to shoot at the closest dog in more or less panic.
Okay.
And he rolls a critical 1.
Ooh. All right, roll me some percentage dice.
The first roll going to be a 77.
All right, 77. As you did that, roll me a d4.
That will be a 3.
Okay. Take 3 points of damage to yourself.
Okay.
And roll me a d10.
Yeah, 7.
Okay. For 7 rounds, you can't speak. You bit your tongue. Okay. So, what else are you going to do? Because you got at least a move action that I would give you, or
You will hear inaudible curse words after biting my tongue, and you will see the crossbow being thrown to the ground.
all right,
That's what he.
and run. It's up at the top of the order to you.
Okay, and we've still got the one here in the camp.
Yeah, you have the one on the edge of the camp in the firelight that's 20 feet from pretty much everybody in the camp.
My dice, there it is. So yeah, I'm gonna turn and just rush at that one, hammer in hand. Let's see. And take a swing. Well, that's a 3, but let's see what. Total of 7, or total of 10, because math.
Total of 10. Yeah, all right. You rush forward, you swing, and you see the same issue that the great paladin had. He couldn't make up his mind whether or not which head to hit, and went for the middle. And you slam the dirt down in front of it at that point. Oral, you see this going on. You see this lumbering mass of humanoid come towards you. Hammer in hand, swing, miss, and land his head of his hammer down by where your greatsword hit the ground. And it's your go. Javier? Oral?
Sorry. As you said Javier, I didn't got it. Okay, so Javier is going to try to hit it again with
All right.
raising his sword and trying this time to go for the left side, seeing that the center doesn't work. And he gets that's 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that's I have to roll this. Okay. And 6. That's 10 points of slashing damage, and he's going to smite too.
Okay.
So that's an extra 7 points of radiant damage. As you see, this his red sword starts to shine with this white bright light as he hits the dog in the side.
All right. And Arden.
Yeah. Arden's going to, seeing his friends leap into the fray, he will follow Kuhn's, what Kuhn did, and he's going to put some distance between himself and these two-headed attacking creatures. And as he
Okay.
does so, he's going to turn to the one run just missed, and the one, and he points at it. And from the tip of his finger erupts a blast of crackling electricity. Okay, and I rolled a 20.
All right. A natural 20?
Yeah.
Okay. So roll me some dice.
Yes, it's a D12 for the damage, and that will be...
Oh, no, I meant, my bad. Roll me some percentage dice.
Oh, okay. 37.
All right. All right. Roll me up the damage.
Yeah, okay. So he points at it, full force, and the beam just springs from his fingers, hitting this creature, straight on, and Arden's almost kind of pushed back on his feet from the force of this strike. And that will be 11 for the first damage die. Do I get double on a critical for spells?
Yes.
Okay, so that will be a total of 12.
Okay. And you'll notice that you hit it so hard with that shot that it picked it up and laid it down on its side, prone.
Okay, and as it's done, there's this arc of lightning between connecting Arden to this creature, and it stays there as he, continually focuses on it.
Yep. You cast Witch Bolt, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's a heck of a spell sometimes. I hate being on this side of it. And, okay. That one right there, that was knocked prone, will get up and leap towards you. And we'll see if it hits.
Okay.
And they only get a plus on that. Does a 15 and an 11 hit you?
15 will, yeah.
Oh, okay. And so the one head bites on into, jumps on up and bites you in the thigh, and you take 5 points of damage, piercing damage.
Okay, yeah.
And let's see here. And it must, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep, that will just be an 8, so.
All right. So you're not feeling too good. You're poisoned.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. That's 24 hours. Maximum. And take 5 points of poison damage.
Okay, and for the spell, concentration save.
Oh, concentration save. You'll. That was what you'll have to make
Half the damage I took, or 10, whichever is higher.
Yeah,
I think.
and it was what 5 and 5, so it was 10. So it doesn't matter. You just need a 10.
I rolled a 13 on that.
Okay, so you maintain that on that one. The one that was on Coons and whatnot, he was hit with that shocking grasp, and he was kind of immobilized. You see that he's the fur on his hide is kind of standing on end a little bit. He's shaking himself. And let's see here. That's okay. Yeah, that's not yeah. Okay, and that's about what he's doing. He's both heads are looking around. You're hearing some whimpers from him. The other one that jumped onto Arden, you hear growls from the one head, and kind of whimpers from the other. And then we're to Ajax.
All right. Ajax will use his cunning action if he's still engaged with the one. He'll use his cunning action to dart off from it, just to get a little bit of distance. Not a big deal how much. And then he's gonna extend his hand and throw out magic missile to the one that's engaged Arden. And
okay.
So a bolt of energy will come out of his 3 fingertips.
Okay.
And they automatically hit 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yep.
7, 8, 9 damage altogether, right into its backside.
Okay. Describe how you kill this thing.
Excellent. So the first hit just sort of blasts away all the hair on like a little patch of its rear haunches. The second breaks the skin, and the third one cooks the wolf bacon as it falls dead.
All right. And from there is Kuna.
Okay, action surge to the remaining one. 2 attacks. One is a 15, the other one is a 17.
Both hit.
All right. And maximum damage on both. So that's 22 total.
All right. He howls in pain. As far as that, let me do my little quick math here. Make sure I track everything. And after that, we have Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan has, like immediately after throwing his crossbow to the ground, he has tried to pronounce his spells, like the vocal components, and he finds himself unable to, having bit his tongue. He's like, so he picks up the crossbow, reloads. This time he tries to aim a little bit better and focuses on not biting his tongue again because it's sore, very sore from last round.
Okay.
Not good. A 10 to hit.
Just misses. It falls right between Kunar's foot and this beast's foot and head. And
Yeah, he will think that it's harder to hit a living target than a still standing practice target, and starts reloading again. And I'm done.
Okay, and we're back up to the top of the order with Runt.
And we've still got the one here right in front of us.
No, the one right in front of you was slain. You have the one that's over, that's about 40 feet from where you are now. That Kunar and Ajax have been fighting.
Okay.
All right.
Well, crap. Can't get to it. I'm going to grab, like reach down into my pack laying at the ground and pull out one of the hand axes and just chuck it as hard as I can at this one.
Okay.
Closest.
That, I believe that would be disadvantage.
Yeah, because it's 20 or
past
60
that,
feet.
yeah. But go ahead and roll and see. Get a 1.
Excellent.
Did he?
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. All righty. We can have some fun now. Roll me some percentage dice.
63.
63. All right. I can have real fun on that one. All right. Go to roll me a D4.
4.
Oh, okay. Makes sense, I guess. As you threw that, with all that might that you went to put extra into it, you pulled your right arm. So your arm is sore, and you'll be having it just kind of the muscle there when you pull it, and you have everything there. You're going to have disadvantage on your if you use that arm to hit with. All right, and Oral, you see this Goliath.
Okay, so
Reach down into his pack, pull out this hatchet, toss it, and then all of a sudden you notice his right arm just kind of goes limp a little bit, and you see that he missed the beast. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Oral there would get as closer as he can and get also one to sit at the base with have better like this Goliath.
I didn't get a lot of that behavior. I know you said you're getting closer, but who are you getting closer to? And then I heard that something about the Goliath.
Oral is going to run towards the dog and pick one of his javelins from the pack on the ground and toss it at him, expecting to have more luck than the Goliath.
Okay, so you're going to take a move and throw a javelin.
Yep.
All right, cool.
And I crit.
All right, roll me percentage dice.
21.
21. And let me see. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Damage says 11 points of piercing damage.
11. All right. Describe to me how you kill this beast.
Well, he launches this javelin forward and hitting one of the sides in the beast, just like in the right spot, so it takes all the momentum in and plunges very deep in. You can see even like piercing it side to side, and you can see even like the point of the javelin is just starting to appear by the other side, and then I guess the creature holds in pain and collapses to the ground.
All right. And we're out of initiative at this point, and we'll take about a 5-minute bile break because
Cool.
this old man is about to burst.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. All right, I am back and back with a vengeance now.
Good to go here.
Yeah, everybody else good to go?
I'm back too.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Where'd Todar go?
I think we dropped him in mid-combat.
Yeah, he said he got a call and he had to
Yeah,
leave.
yeah.
Okay, all right. That's too easy. All right,
Probably going to get his elven name somewhere.
well, that's all right. Could be. No, he's still with you, but here again. This is about by the time you get all done with it, we'll say it's about 4:30 in the morning. Since it was on the last watch, you're out of the initiative. You're out of combat. What are you guys doing?
Ajax will draw. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, okay. Arden is just, nursing his wounds, from the bullfight and the
Okay.
poison. He's just sitting there, kind of just, pressing down on the wound to try and stifle the flow of blood. Anyone
Oral
got any the
this
bandages?
Go ahead, Javier.
Oral will look at him, approach. You were hurt, but the can help heal you.
Okay. How are you gonna heal
Uh, I guess his and from then and I spent 5 points of lay of hands to heal him.
him? Okay. Take the 5 points off of the piercing damage, but you still have the 5 points of poison damage that's there. And yes, Tristan, your tongue as you're drinking the water out of your water skin, it does seem to help your tongue, but at the same time you notice it's not going. It kind of splatters out the edges of your mouth because you're not you're trying to get that tongue worked all around it and everything.
Yeah, I will. After drinking the water, I will try to go back to sleep. I'm not feeling too well.
And Ajax, he's going to draw the javelin from the felled beast, and also using his keen dark vision, he'll retrieve the hatchet that stumbled to his feet. And but just before he does that, he does blow the smoke off his missile fingers. And,
okay.
And he approaches. He can't help Arden with his damage and hurt, but he will comfort him nonetheless and say, "Well fought, magic user."
Yeah, likewise.
All right. And Ron, what you doing anything?
Go retrieve the hatchet from whomever it was stuck into.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Ajax picked it up, so yeah, he hands it off to you and says, "I look forward to seeing this fella beast in good time."
Yeah, I just kind of like wiped it off on my leg. It's like, yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. So morning has definitely come. No big issues. You'll find that you go on up and get you get on up the camp ready around the morning. What are you guys doing?
Oh, with some spare time, Ajax would. It wouldn't be out of the question. He would probably, using the halfling's equipment again, he'd dig a quick shallow grave for these beasts before they left, just to return them to the earth, because they're not so great as the bear that he couldn't deal with.
Yep. Okay. So you're doing that. What about the rest of you? And Tristan, as you get up through the morning, at this juncture, the time has passed. The water has done its task. You're able to make vocal sounds once again.
Yeah, he will walk over to Ajax and have a look at the beasts. Very impressed by them, having never seen anything like, and ask Tristan with his still a bit sore tongue, have you encountered this before? Are these the kind of beasts that's normally roam this area?
Ajax, not having put much thought into these beasts, but overhearing this and dealing with the beasts himself, he'd sort of put his gumption to it, and he'd see if he could recall anything, or he'd study them, because two heads is kind of weird. So yeah, he'd get his fingers in there and he'd look all around at them. Could he investigate them? And
okay, either
or whatever. Yeah.
Roll me a nature or a knowledge religion, or well, it's a religion check.
Okay, both of those are +2 for me. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll roll that up. 11. So I got 13.
13. You've heard of a bunch of different things with dogs and a couple with multiple heads, but you just can't put your finger on exactly. But what you do take away from it is that they're not from this plane. That you've heard that most of the time they're from the abyss. And
Ajax would probably mumble that something like, they stink of extraplanar activity to me, though, as he drags them into their grave.
Tristan will stand there with a piece of parchment and his ink pen, trying to keep it wet and describing like what you tell him, taking notes down, and seem very impressed by the beasts, and maybe a bit more afraid than impressed, and take his leave when you're done digging down to go over and have some breakfast. Now that he can use his tongue again.
All right. What's the rest of you doing?
Yeah, Arden's, once he's feeling much better now after Oral helped him. And, once he's done packing his stuff, he's going to make his way over to Runt while shuffling his, pack of cards, and he holds it out to Runt and says, "Pick a card."
And Run's kind of doing the same, packing up his stuff, and he just kind of looks over to him almost begrudgingly, and he'll reach up and just grab one out of the center of the deck.
Yeah, and, okay, just take a nice good look at it and just put it back in.
And, yeah, just kind of with this odd look, follows suit.
And Arden will return to shuffling it back, and once he's done, he's going to pull out the card he believes is the card Runt looked at.
Okay, do a performance check.
Okay. That is a 15 on the die plus 5 more for his performance.
Okay, you do exactly what you intended.
Yeah, okay. Is this your card?
Okay. Ron, is that he asked you if that was his card?
Yeah.
But I mean, out of game, yes, it is, because he succeeded well, but
and Ajax
given Runt the opportunity to role play it a little bit.
What Runt would see while he's looking at this magic trick being performed is the second Ajax is finished patting down the grave, he does backflips across the ground.
Oh my god.
All right.
So he says yes, but at the same time he's shaking his head.
Okay.
But look, I know this is your card.
And Ajax would dust himself off and walk up to the magic trick, having seen it go off a bit, and smiling and brush off the dirt from the work of the morning and say, "Shall we ride, brothers?"
Yeah, if we're all ready to go, yeah. And with that, Arden puts that card back in the deck, shuffles it up with one hand and back into his coat.
And you hear Bill kind of holler. It's not a full holler, but you notice he kind of hollers and says, "Jitter! Jitter! Get over here! Get back here, Jitter! Where are you, Jitter?"
And Ajax will look to where he was on the wagon for the whole trip, injured, and because he'd assume he's going to be right there.
And you don't see him.
And Ajax his eyes will just hang there for a bit because he's not really putting two and two together yet.
Yeah, but Arden's ears will perk up a bit when he hears this being called, and he'll kind of just whirl around, and first he too will run over to the cart, try to look for the halfling.
Oh, okay. And
But once,
Oral
does he see anything?
He sees the indentation of where the body was on the cart and the canvas, and some of the dried blood that was there. But other than that, you don't notice anything.
As Tristan notices this, could he try to investigate if he finds any blood trace or any footprints around the wagon?
Yeah, give me Give me an investigation roll.
That's a 19 on the die, and I have +5.
Okay. You don't see any tracks that would look abnormal from the battle that had happened and the traffic of setting up camp and such. They all look about the same age to you. As far as that, you don't see any fresh blood on the canvas that's covering the store goods on the wagon.
But I wouldn't be able to like find any footprints belonging to him going away from the wagon or anything.
No, you didn't. You didn't find anything that looked like that.
It seems, my gentleman, as this boy has disappeared in the thin air. Would you guys know? Does he possess any arcane capabilities?
Oral kind of thinks truthfully and says, we have heard of so far.
So far, he hasn't showed any abilities in that vent.
Perhaps his departure was against his will and of an extraplanar variety. Motioning with his head movements to the freshly dug grave to Tristan, because they had the convo about the possible extraplanar activity from these mutated wolves-looking things. And then sort of looking up, too, because he's also not ruled out a flying beastie.
Maybe the attack of the dogs were just to take our attention away from him, and something or someone could kidnap him.
Yes, I fear we should keep a close eye on you, Bill. And I put my hand on Bill's shoulder, the remaining halfling.
Actually, I have a question. Oral, with his background, he has like proficiency in nature and roll. Will he know if it's just to work for, I don't know, maybe some kind of more creature of if they used to do things like this?
Give me, yeah, we'll go with, give me a nature roll.
A what? A nature.
A nature roll.
21.
A 21. Total. All right. You'll know that with these beasts that attacked you, that sometimes they're controlled by a stronger devil or evil entity that do use them as guards and sometimes as distractions.
Really, isn't that he's going to make one use of his divine sense if he can feel anything around the place?
His divine what?
Divine sense.
I think it's 60 feet, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to see how I want to kind of play
Looking
this.
for any traces or devil or demon. I don't know what does it.
You'll get a sense of lingering, almost like a brimstone, a slight brimstone smell, lingering in the air. As far as that, and a little bit of a feeling of some evil.
Well, any kind of creature in more specific, like a fiend, a devil, or something like that, or just evil?
Right now, it's just evil, and you're stretched at a couple different places. Uh, it seems to be a lingering aspect of evil where the two mounds of dirt are, and then there's another sense of evil and brimstone on the other side of the camp, the back side of it, which would, let's see here. God, get on up there. And right over here. And it would be where you guys are right up over here, where the mounds are kind of like up over here, buried into here. And that one sense of evil that you're feeling over there is there, but the other and the smell of brimstone is more off in this direction, back towards the hills here and the river. It would be your educated guess with the divine sense.
He will turn to the others with his round and seemingly warn says, I think this attack tonight could have been a evil in the air, at least certainly not good, and it seems, aside from, I feel some presence on this side, I think might be from the ghouls themselves, the dogs, but I feel also a brain cut fit in this other side, so yeah, I think something might have took jitters.
Upon hearing the relaying of the two directions or possible nuances of evil of differing kinds, Ajax would make note, if he can, which direction it felt like these two shadows came from in the woods. Like, because like if he does remember, he'd be motioning towards there and kind of worried about more wolves possibly coming from there. But does he remember that? And is it one of those two directions?
The one sense of the brimstone and evil sense that that Oral was sensing is not coming from that direction at all. From inside the marsh or the moors, there where the two-headed wolves came from, but in the actual opposite direction, back towards the river and up towards the hills and pines, basically off to your north east.
And Ajax, I guess, with that would just pipe up. This is very vexing. What do you think, Arden? But Ajax is going to load up his crossbow and just take a few steps towards the perimeter of the clearing or where the camp.
All right. Give me a survival roll, or
Sure.
if you have nature, I'll let you use either one of those.
I'll do like if it's like a tracking sort of thing, I'll do survival. Yeah. It's a little worse, so that's -1, but I got a 16.
Oh, okay.
With that roll.
You'll when you get out about 30 feet from the camp where it was dark outside the light, you'll notice a set of humanoid footprints that seem to you would believe they stood there for a while, as far as that, and then kind of walked in a wide circle, it's about 5 foot, and then headed back towards the back away from the the camp back towards the river and the northeast.
And so Ajax would kneel down and he would call out, in particular, to the scholarly Tristan. And he'd say, look here, there appears to be a separate set of tracks. And he's also, of course, calling for anybody else who is listening. And he'd like to initiate like an investigation, but help out the more astute Tristan.
Oh, that's very, very interesting. I'll see if I can find where these tracks are leading. Do you want me to roll another investigation, or?
Yeah, roll a quick investigation roll, but with advantage.
And Ajax is like measuring out the feet and stuff with his hands and holding it to his own forearm and then dropping dirt in the wind.
As you help him, like pointing out, you should look at the footsteps, not in the water and stuff like that. He makes quite better performance and a 21.
Okay, and you see that they're going on back in that direction. You can tell that they were made with a soft boot imprint, and that they seem to be a humanoid or a human-sized footprint.
Would they seem to be bigger than a halfling's footprint?
Oh, most definitely. You're talking 2 to 3 times the size of what you would expect Jitter's footprint to be.
Okay, but and if I compare with the Goliath in the party, would it be like his size or smaller?
Smaller.
Okay, so about human-sized.
Yep.
Give or take, yeah. I'll relay the information to Ajax and say, should we gather the rest and try to see where these footprints lead? Maybe it will follow us through the missing one.
I think so, for Jeter's sake. Yes, yes. And Ajax would return to the group and ask, shall we egress on these steps here? What do you think, Oral? We do have the other direction to worry about as well, but
No, but I think this is more the direction. I think the sense from evil was coming with the dog attack. So I would like to look in this direction to seek for jitters. Although I don't know if
you're breaking up fairly good for me on that to try to pull that out.
I'm breaking up again. Okay, he was saying that he thinks we should go in that direction to look for jitters because the other sense it was like different, and he thinks he was coming from the ghouls. But he says, I don't know if we can leave the caravan protected though.
But Bill, he could stand by me, and I could hold back from the front lines this time, if that's all right with Bill. And I'll motion for him to stand right next to me, and I'll tie my horse to the wagon.
Bill will say that we need to go. I need to make my contract. I need to get up there to the outpost.
For Jeters, Bill. For Jeters.
But the contract is for both Jeters and me. We have so much wrapped up.
Arden will at this point, turn on to Bill, and he's kind of, you can see his brows are pretty furrowed, his eyes are a bit narrowed. Your brother's missing. This isn't time to think about any contracts
And Ajax will pipe in as well. He'll sweeten the deal, not just saving your brother, but he'll slip one of his 4 platinum pieces to Bill, and he'll say to take the edge off of the interest.
Give me a saving throw there, Ajax.
Saving? Oh, right. 11 minus 1, I got 10.
You don't want to do that. You hear that jingle as you're pulling the coins.
So while I'm trying to convince him, I'm just holding that platinum piece and not giving it to him. I'm just waving it in his face, saying, "Come on, we got to save your brother here."
And you'll see Bill's head bobbing back and forth, looking at it, following it as you move it around, kind of teasing him, and he'll say, "Either give it to me or put it away. I got a contract to make. I got money. I got a family to feed."
Can Arden snatch it up and just toss it to Bill?
Say what?
Can Arden snatch it up and toss it to Bill?
You can try.
Sure.
I'd have to just try and jerk it away.
I know you will.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is oppose dex rolls.
Okay, I think you got it. I got a 2, but I got a plus 2 on dex, so 4.
Yeah, I got 17 and I have a plus 2 as well.
All right. So you grab the platinum piece from Ajax's hand. Now, Ajax, that's your platinum piece.
I need that platinum piece, Arden. It keeps me warm at night.
Arden, just his brow still furrowed, but he managed to raise one at Ajax. You were just giving it to him.
I know what I wasn't doing.
Oral approaches the both of them and sees the Narwhals saying, "Calm down, guys, calm down. I can pay some gold to him if you want, but I think we should go look."
And Ajax holds his hand out.
I don't have that many gold. I have like 5. He gives you 5 gold. It's all, and says, "It's all I have."
And Ajax throws himself in the 5 gold in the dirt.
It's not in the dirt. He's giving you in your hand. Come on, man. He's nice.
Oh, but he ran for me and he knocked him out of your hand. He's grasping at them.
Please, friends. Let's deal with the money later. I think we need to follow these tracks while they're still fresh if we're ever having a hope finding this little one again.
Quickly, Ajax dusts himself off and he stands tall.
You guys,
finally.
Everybody, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Natural 1.
11.
Okay.
6.
16.
16. Okay.
And 16.
All right.
Yeah.
All of you that got above a 10. Overhead, all of a sudden, becomes very, very dark. Almost like a shadow is coming down over top of you.
Oh, great.
And you feel the wind kind of pick up a little bit, like almost like a gust of wind in a sense. What do you do?
Ajax has to look up.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No,
Ajax.
was saying with my natural 1, Oral is just amazed of how crazy is Ajax with taking all the money from him, not even allowing him to give it to him normally. He's like eyes wide open and saying, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?"
Okay.
Yeah, Arden's just done stuffing the platinum piece that Ajax forgot about after that gold into Bill's small little hands, and just as he's done so, he too will look up.
Okay, and Runt, I know you got above a 10, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of look around, thinking, okay, just like it's a storm coming in or something.
It doesn't feel like a storm to you, as far as that. But as you're looking around, you see this black shadow that's up above. and like that. Tristan, did you get 10 or better?
He got 6, I think.
Oh, he got 6? Okay. Then you look, as you guys that got 10 or better look on up, you see this big black shadow in the shape of what some of you would remember back as a large dragon that seems to be flying in your direction from the northeast, kind of in the direction that those footprints were leading, and the size of the wingspan and everything for where you're at right now, you guys are right now, seems to be blocking out a lot of the sun and light. What are you guys doing?
Tristan trying to convince his party members to follow the tracks, not paying attention up to the air, and then suddenly he sees that none of his friends are paying attention to him. They all just stare up at the sky, and he follows their stare, and you can see his jaw drops, and he's like, what do we do now?
And the kite is right next to them, right?
Correct. And the and you'll notice that the horses are getting very, very antsy.
Yeah, Arden will just kind of hoist Bill up and toss him onto the cart.
Okay.
And then leap on himself. I suggest we run.
Okay.
And Ajax will say, yes, run, but from the cart as well. and he'll wait for them to all run into the trees.
Okay.
Tristan will follow Ajax.
All right. And let's see here.
I'll say Runt is looking at this, kind of almost smiling and just holding on to this hammer, but then turns to see everyone else kind of scattering.
And you see,
kind of grumbles. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought, because this is gonna.
I was just gonna say he kind of grumbles to himself and then follows suit. Tries to get in under the tree cover.
Well, all right.
I just want to try and get the cart. I just want to try and get the kite and Bill as close to the trees as well.
Well, as Arden is trying to get the cart to the trees, the horses bolt in immense fear. So whoever's on the cart is going with the cart.
And that would be Bill and Arden.
Yeah, unless you want to jump off. But the cart is going down the road, and the horses are beating feet. They're at a dash, so they're moving rather quickly. You see some small items fall off and out of the cart as it's rolling down the road to the north.
Yeah, Bill, we'll have to jump! Arden screams out.
And Ajax will say, you're going to have to throw him.
Yeah, Arden nods, and without even waiting for Bill to listen, he'll just grab Bill and just try and toss him off the cart.
Let's see here. Bill is holding on tight to the seat.
Okay.
And roll your strength. We'll do opposed strengths.
8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay, you're struggling with him, and for some reason it seems like he's incredibly strong, or at least has one heck of a grip on the bottom of the seat, holding himself down there for all he's worth. And the rest of you see this cart that's just moved on out. It moved out about 80 feet from you, and now it's going. You see Arden and Bill struggling up on the seat, and it's not slowing down at all. This thing is going, and there's more and more of this dark shadow coming in your direction.
Will it be possible to will any of us know what this phenomenon could be, or we have no idea what the fuck is going on?
What the shadow is?
Yeah, the subtle thing, this kind of phenomena.
Oh, guarantee Ajax knows exactly what it is,
So,
and
Ajax,
so I think so would Arden, because I think they've both been visited by this black dragon.
as Ajax breaks the tree line, he'll call out, "A beast like that is the source of my feverish condition right now," as his coins jingle in his change purse at his belt. And I've been nearly dropped in my own grave by the breath of beasts like that, and I don't believe I have the potency of magic or martial skill to. And then he's gone in the woods now. But yeah, he just dives into a bush or whatever, hiding.
Okay. You can dive into the bush. What's the rest of you doing?
Tristan will follow Ajax's example, trying to hide in a bush, but he is not very good at hiding, so he might actually accidentally give Ajax away.
Okay. Give me a stealth, since you put it like that.
That will be 13.
Okay, I know what I'm going to do with that one. What's everybody else doing?
If they Rut's gonna follow suit, wading into the bush, but realizing it only hits him like up to the rib cage.
Okay.
Keeps walking until he can find a tree to get under.
You find some trees to get under that are there. But keep in mind the trees that are in this area are like swamp pines, so they're kind of
Not a whole lot of
scraggly.
foliage.
Yeah, they'll offer some cover, but it's not like a nice hardwood or spruce canopy.
And so when we're sort of gathered there a little, Oral is probably near us if Javier joins back. But he would mention that, recapping that the caravan, although it's important, it's the cover for our guild mission. And out of character, did we actually get that note from Pincus yet? Did Oral accept it from the two new members?
Oral asked for it, and they gave it to him. One of them gave it to him. I can't remember if it was Tristan or if it was Ron, but one of them did.
Tristan gave it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Tristan gave it to Oral, and he would show it to the ones who were interesting. He didn't try to hide it from you guys.
So Ajax, he just mentioned that, when he's saying that, the wagon's really a cover. The true mission is with Fletch, who is gone quarterback sneak right now, and survival might be the most pressing issue of the day. And a shiver runs down his back as he recalls being blasted by dragon breath in the past.
Oh, okay. And that leaves, Arden is on the wagon, Bill's on the wagon. That we've Tristan jumped into the bushes with Ajax. Runt went and stood in the bushes and then realized that this ain't working so well. I got to find a tree. And Oral, refresh me on what you were doing as this dragon. Because Ajax reminisced about this dragon attacking them in an earlier job for the guild, and this dragon seems to have the same look and feel about
it. I guess Kerr is also with them. Or
say what?
Kunar is also
climbed a tree.
Yeah.
Kunar was in the wagon because I don't think he was laying down. I don't think he was riding. A horse.
Yeah, I think
I may
that's
be
right.
wrong. I may be wrong.
Yes, he wasn't riding.
And so he's
Yeah, he was in the wagon the whole time. He
so
didn't ride.
he's on the wagon with you guys, trying to control the horses. He has the reins while you're struggling with Bill, trying to break his grip free.
Can Arden try something else?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, so, despite all this, what's at their backs and how fast the kite is going, Arden briefly closes his eyes. You just takes a couple of deep breaths and you see him go all calm. And then his features seem to warp, almost becoming beautiful, very charming and kind of alluring. And this time he looks at Bill again. And he is going to try and charm Bill.
Okay. What's the
Using
DC?
Fey Presence. The DC would be, in this case, a 13.
Okay. He seems to be totally enamored with you. I mean, you feel like you're super successful. He rolled a natural 1.
Okay. And once again, Arden's just going to say, Bill, we need to jump now.
And he'll look at you, and he'll say, "Put my contract, my horses, my stuff, my brother, my but
now.
But I'll follow you. You are very, very beautiful to me."
Yeah, Arden just, sighs. He'll take Bill by the arm and leap off, just calling out to Connor behind him to jump off as well. First chance to get.
All right. Let's see here. Give me an acrobatic check.
That will be a 19 and +2 more for Dex, so yeah.
Okay. You tumble jump and tumble off the cart very well, and don't seem to be injured at all. However, your new love of your life, or your new bestest friend forever at the moment, he's laying on the side of the road, and he doesn't seem to be moving too well.
Yeah, Arden's going to just, crawl, leap to his feet and run on over to Bill and check his condition, just to see how.
He is breathing, but he does not seem to be conscious.
Okay.
And go ahead, and then we'll jump back to the others.
Arden will do his, best to try and slowly drag him off the road and towards some of the underbush at the sides.
Okay.
And as soon as he does that, he kind of just reaches into his coat and once again pulls out the book that disappeared way earlier, and just as they, continued on their journey. He flips through it quickly, and his eyes land on something, and then muttering to himself, he's just going to, press both of his hands to Bill's chest, and he'll just say, "Don't die, live, live," and that will be spared dying.
Okay. And he's still unconscious. He's still breathing, but inside his mind, what he's hearing what you're saying. That's impassionate. Don't die, don't die. And in his mind, he's saying, "I knew he loved me. I knew he loved me. Yes, I am successful." Who says a halfling and an elf can, even though it's a half elf, can't be friends in the special way? And that's what's kind of transpiring there. And back to the rest of the party. We have Big Man Runt underneath this pine tree. We got the others kind of hiding in a bush or trying to the best they can. What are y'all doing at this juncture? You do not see the cart anymore, and you don't see Arden or Bill.
Ajax will he'll take his crossbow up and kind of rest it on his hip, and he'll look to the companions that are with him, and he'll say, "I think I might make some ground through the bush," and just pointing towards where the cart ran out of sight, and I'll try and get some better vantage on them, but I'm not leaving the tree line. And then he'll sort of hunch down and make a scuttle forward towards where he believes he might get a vantage point of the wagon in time.
Okay. That's what Ajax is doing. How about the rest?
Tristan will keep inside the bush where he believes he is well hidden and try to get like an overview of the situation, where the dragon is heading, where the wagon is going, where the guys are running, to like, yeah, he needs to get some control at this point.
Okay. And you'll notice that you don't see the wagon anymore, but it was headed straight down the road. So it wouldn't be a far cry that you believe that it's still running down the road. However, you did lose track while you were scanning the area about what's going on of Arden and Bill. You see this large black dragon that seems to be swooping, starting a swoop down towards the tree line where he last perceived you guys go into. As far as you see, Bill, not Bill, but Ajax moved on up, going on through that way. You see,
as far as his stubby little dwarf legs would take him.
Yeah, and you'll see Runt underneath the tree. We're waiting to see what Runt does, and Oral, he's under, I believe, in the tree line as well. And you saw, and before the wagon turned out of sight, you do know that you thought you saw some things fly off the wagon, and you saw Kunar like he's bracing himself and pulling back on the reins is what you'll be thinking as much as he possibly could with all his strength.
I will be trying to run like to a new bush closer to where the wagon was traveling to see if I can get a glimpse of it again, but I'll try to stay to the vegetation to keep out of open ground.
Okay. Runt?
And seeing everybody moving, he'll try and kind of keep up with them.
Okay.
In the back of his mind, a little disappointed that we're not going to turn and face this thing, but he knows he's not going to take it on alone. That's for sure.
Okay. And Oral?
Yeah, Oral is following the others inside the tree zone. Yes, also heading in direction the cars disappearing to try to see where the others are, Arden and the ones we lost track of.
Okay. As you're doing that, all of a sudden you see this black scaly thing swoop down that's just above the tree, or what you would say the tree line was, just a little bit above it from where Run is, and you hear a sound from it in Draconic. And do any of you that are back there speak Draconic?
Ajax does, but he just moved away, I think, so he might not be within earshot.
This is going to be loud enough. All of you. Then what as long as at least one of you speak it, then I'll put it out in just he'll be saying in that swoop, another day. You're too much a hassle for a snack today. I will be back. I've tasted you once. I'll taste you again. The master will rise. The master will be successful. Long live Tarzan. And he kind of does a wide swoop and back off to the northeast.
And Ajax will spit on the ground and try as best he can to relay quickly to whomever he can shout it to what was just said, and he'll say, but I'm still not breaking the tree line for a while yet. And he'll make a little more distance as well towards where the wagon may be.
Okay. And the rest of you?
It's a hearing that it's at least somewhat clear for the moment. Runt will stand up because it's a little tough crawling along the bushes with a big hammer in hand to get back to his feet and continue on after in the direction that the wagon had gone.
Okay. And Oral?
Oral will, hearing this, he will feel more confident and he will try to, even if it's necessary, to go out of the tree line, but not too far from it, and try to run after the direction the car went off.
Okay. And Tristan?
Tristan will, as soon as he sees the dragon, like turning around, going away, he will like get out from the vegetation, start running on the road again after the wagon.
Okay. And you get about 200 feet down the road. Roll me a d6.
Will do. That will be a 4.
Okay. You're really not surprised. It's a little further than what you thought. Off on the western side of the road and in the bushes there, you see Arden and you see Bill. And you hear Arden say, "Don't die! Don't die!"
I'll make my way there as soon as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least
By
I
now,
know.
Arden will, Arden's Fey presence would have vanished as well, so
That's
he looks
all right.
pretty much normal.
Okay. And Oral, what were you doing?
No, he's tagging along with
Okay.
Tristan because
No
he was
problem.
also following the cart.
All right, no problem. Ajax and Runt, you see Oral and Tristan running down the road as fast as they can. Their feet are just slapping the road. You can almost hear those sandals ring out.
So, seeing that it appears the danger is gone, Ajax will just sling his crossbow away and step out to the road, and he'll take a quick look if the stuff that fell off the wagon can easily be thrown over his shoulder. He'll do that and like carry what he can back towards where everybody's headed.
Okay, that's no problem. And we got Tristan taken care of. It's just Runt.
Oh yeah, and I was moving back towards the cart.
Okay.
And actually seeing Ajax grabbing up some of the fallen gear, it's like, not a bad idea, and we'll kind of help, where he can grab a handful of things.
Okay, no problem. You guys are making on up there. You see Tristan and Oral moving off to the west side of the road where when you get up there you'll see Arden and Bill, and Bill's just kind of still laying there. In fact, I got to make a check on him. Okay. He's still laying there, and he's not sitting up. He's just laying on the ground, and seems to be. You can see his chest rise and fall fairly steady.
Mm-hmm. Does he seem to have any important wound or to be hurt in some place?
If you checking him over or just looking?
Taking him over, like yeah, trying to assess his current state.
What you're going to see is as you're putting your hand up behind his head and like that, checking his head and going from the head on down, you'll feel a real big bump on the backside of his head. You don't feel any blood. You don't come away with any blood on your hands or nothing like that. You don't see any other wounds to him.
I guess he hit his head hard when you came out of the cart. By the way, where's the cart?
You don't see the cart from here.
I asked to Arden, where's the cart? The horses keep running down the road?
I don't know. We leapt off. I thought the dragon would come after it. I think Connor's still with it. So.
Unless you have different plans, Charles, my horse is also tied to the cart, so it's
okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. We won't. We're not going to be that cruel, that mean. It would be just as scared, and if it was going in the same direction tied, it will definitely go right along with it. So that's not an issue as far as that. So with that. All of a sudden, you see Bill's eyes open on up, and you hear him go, "Oh!" And he'll say, "Did you see that beautiful, beautiful woman? That beautiful Fae of the Woods? Oh, she loves me. I'm telling you, she was just, and I had to save her, man." Oh, my head.
Oral just chuckles and say he really hit himself hard in the head.
Don't know what he's talking about.
So that's what you got right now. At that juncture, as you get on up and start looking for the horse and cart and whatnot, you'll see it about 200 feet down the road with Todar sitting in the seat. Not Todar, but Kunar sitting in the seat with the reins there, kind of looking back and hollering in the wind. Hurry up! Hurry up! I see the outpost. It's just ahead.
Thank you for guarding my bear skin. And Ajax, he'll hop up on his horse as he approaches the wagon. Then.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Gulu, similar, mounted on his horse, and actually will turn to the others as he does so and say, "So we are not looking for gators?"
Tristan, when he catches up, will say, "What about the tracks? Shouldn't we try to find the missing small one?"
And did you say the outpost is just in sight?
Yes, you'll see the outpost is only probably about 150 feet away.
I think
maybe we can leave the caravan with Bill in the outpost, so they take care of him and the cart, and then we set out to seek jitters following those tracks.
Yeah.
Yes, Oral, I agree, and we may be able to rendezvous with Fletch, the sneaky fighter.
Let's hope we do.
All right, so you go to the gate, right? To the outpost. You get about 30 feet from the gate. You hear a booming voice that says, "Halt! Who goes there? Identify thyself."
And Aiden will just look at Bill. "Well, it is your cart."
And Bill will look at Arden, and you'll see a doe-struck glint in his eye, but he doesn't know why it's there. And all of a sudden, he'll go ahead and he'll reach into his vest pocket, and he'll pull out his contract with the Council of Illumina and say, "I'm Bill Boggs, and here's my contract from the council. And Mr. Basil has sent us with supplies for you. Let us in. There's danger out here, and someone has done a dirty deed to my brother Jeter, or he's missing." And you hear some mumbling, and then the guard at the gate up at the top hollers down, "Come forward, let us look at this. You may be some trickery. There's been some trickery about here the last few nights. Things that aren't natural, things that aren't good, things that just aren't things have been happening around here lately. Advance and let us see." So they start opening the gate, and you can come on up. All of you give me a perception check.
All right. Ajax will drop his hood as he approaches and perceive absolutely nothing with a 2, which goes down to a 1, though.
Tristan rolled an 8, by the way, but he would like to approach together with Bill to try to calm down these people.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
Arden ever on edge after what just happened? Well, he's looking out pretty well. That will be a 16.
Okay.
11 for Oral.
Okay. So it'll be Arden and Runt. Off to the east, you'll notice a figure. Runt won't recognize the figure, but it's a fairly good-sized figure that's off in the distance. Arden will possibly recognize it. Arden, give me a percentage roll.
Okay. 93.
All right. You know, to you in the back of your mind, you can't make out exactly who it is, but it seems to have the swagger and shape of what you would believe and remember of your guild member Fletch, that seems to be walking towards the outpost. And
Yeah.
And with that, we will pause this continued adventure here. To the internet folks that did watch and will watch, we thank you. And the next question is that Fletch that is coming? What happened to Jeter Boggs? And is Bill Boggs truly of his right mind? Have our adventurers the stalwart courage and steadfast strive to make this mission complete? Do they have all the things that they started out with that they should have, or did they lose them along the trail? With this, viewers, we hope to be able to answer it at our next meeting. And for our players, if you want to plug something or someone or each other, have at it, and then we'll stop the broadcast.
I'd just like to say thank you, Charles, and thank you, guildmates. I had a great time. I look forward to the next one.
Looking forward to the next one as well. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Sam here, and yeah, looking forward for see how this continues.
It was my first time with you guys, and if I'm allowed, I would love to do it again. Had a lot of fun, and nice playing with you all. And thanks for running, Charles. Excellent game.
No problem. And you're all any guild member that don't get themselves banned for some foolishness, And as Nerdarchy Dave says, is not a dick, is always welcome, at least at my table, and I believe at any of the people that will DM for the guild as far as that. So always welcome, and if we can, and you definitely have a plus up as far as trying to get into the adventures loans timelines meet on up there, Robin. Alrighty, if there's nothing else to be said, I'll go ahead and stop it.